Good evening, everybody. Happy to see you here, everyone. Be happier if I could open this water bottle. Since I'm thirsty. Hi, Zoomers. Hello, good to see you. That's something new. Okay, so hi, I'm Debbie George, one of your 6 Dharma leaders. For the newbies, we rotate responsibilities. And so you'll see 6 of us, and sometimes guests, which we had last week. We had Ayaz Sudama last week. Can you hear me? Oh, did I turn it off? Ah, that's interesting. I didn't realize it. Now I do realize that you can hear me. Can you hear me gulping? Okay, so let's get on with it. I'm going to give you a talk tonight that might leave you thinking I'm a weirdo, and that's okay. So I guess the talk is called, oh, and my pronouns are she, her, hers, by the way. Why I am happy to talk about suffering. Well, of course, it's all the Buddha taught. He's repeatedly said that, suffering and its end. And so it is the core teaching, and it's back to the basics, Why I'm excited about it is that it's just so clear that the more I can see it in my life, the more free I can be. Because we know that what's happening between our ears is really the source of our stress or suffering. Let me also just say, we're going to talk about the word suffering tonight. It's not a word that we all really get cozied up to because it seems so extreme. And it in fact, dukkha is the Pali word. It is an umbrella term underneath which is suffering, and it's irritation, and it's frustration and disappointment, and it's trauma, and it's deep sadness and grief, and it's not getting what you want, that disappointment, it's getting what you don't want, etc. So the more I see it arise in me, the more I learn how to meet it. So for so long, I didn't want to meditate, and who wants to learn about their suffering? No thanks. I got other things to learn about, I don't want to focus on the negative, right? Guess what? It's there, whether you notice it or not. It's arising in you. And so also the beginning, I didn't want to meditate, and I didn't want to see my stress because I didn't know what to do with it. Like, okay, now what? Now I feel this angst. I feel this tightness in my body. I feel this anger or aversion or fear of the future, or all of these things arise in me. So now what? Ouch, I want to distract myself from this. I don't want to be with this. As I began to learn more and more how to be with it, how to open my heart to it and myself, so many things happen. And I know I'm preaching to the choir. You guys have been on the path a while, you know what I'm talking about, you're experiencing this. Hi guys, I haven't forgotten you. I know, I'm just get to look down. I'm glad you're here. So that is something we develop, that capacity to turn not away from what's uncomfortable in us, what's creating our kind of negativity. We learn to turn toward it and go, okay, I see you, let's talk, let me listen, let's breathe. Let's come home to this very moment. Let's feel our butt on our seat. Let's notice that this breath is coming in and out. Let's come back to here and now. The only moment we can, that went out. See, now I'm aware. What's going on with this? I don't know, maybe I didn't get good batteries in there. Can you get me some? Thank you. Liz to the rescue. Whoa. So, learning how to come into the present moment. So the only life we have, we spend so much of our attention on the past and future. When we're not aware of where the mind is, it's not here. It's not with you, it's not present. So the moment we're aware, thank you so much, I'll trade you. Whoops. And the moment we're aware, we can bring compassion. Because guess what? Life is challenging. Whoops, wait a minute. I have to turn it on. Uh-oh. Maybe it's not the battery. Oh, maybe it is battery. Okay, so this is dukkha. This is dukkha, okay? I'll tell you what else is dukkha. Writing a talk about dukkha. That's dukkha. You know what else is dukkha? I'm too hot, or I'm too cold, or I'm kind of hungry, or I'm kind of like, oh, I am gonna die. My loved ones. All of these things arise in us, okay? I mean, there is some great, incredible, heart-wrenching suffering that's going on in the world now. And we're all kind of trying to navigate whatever level that we're in. But the moment we start to recognize, oh, that pain, it's dukkha, and nothing stays. It's all moving. It's all impermanent. So remembering impermanence, the first law of Buddhism, everything's changing, is very helpful. I don't know why I have this, because I'm not even looking at it. So my former teacher used to say to me, she used to say, the more I know my suffering, the happier I am. And at first I was like, really? Okay. And now, it makes sense, right? We're no longer kind of a victim of the thoughts, the anxiety. We can step back and work with it. Okay? So I'm starting to get happier when I catch negativity flowing in my mind, judging myself for this or that, for a bad attitude, or I notice anxious worrying about people, about events and things, fear of the future, and I respond with kindness and understanding. I can feel some peace in that moment. I feel some peace. Then it's over. No adding on to it. So what happens is the mind will, there'll be some negativity, some negative thought or stressful thought, and the mind will grab onto it and run with it. add on. So the first moment is dukkha. There's a moment of stress. And it can end there. It can be, oh, you have that concern, that worry. Oh, you're experiencing pain, loneliness, sadness, real stuff. And you be with it. You just let it be. Versus, oh, that's because, and off we go. This person, that person, me, them, us, it, everything, you know. So no, we can't stop the waves, but we can learn to surf. Really important to know this in our daily lives, to see things as they are. That is, if you're looking for more peace and less angst. Angst, there you go, another good word for dukkha. Looking at my journal from way back, it's littered with the word overwhelmed. Another great dukkha word, overwhelmed. How many of you experience feeling overwhelmed? Yeah. Isn't it good to know it's not you? It's just being human and just having this barrage of experiences that, you know, we gradually learn to sit and digest through meditation, to let them have their moment. So it was certainly news to me that the subtle flavor of our lives is colored by some kind of stress or suffering, underlying energies of wanting, aversion, or delusion, greed, hatred, and delusion. To begin to see what comes up is all the difference. Larry DeWalt, our Dharma leader, likes to quote Gil Fronsdale. I love this quote too. The land of suffering is a land between the way things are and the way we think they ought to be. The way things are and the way we think they ought to be. Yep, sounds familiar. And this is Sayadaw Tejaniya. Only when there is true understanding, and that's knowing dukkha, only when there's true understanding is there true happiness. Not the kind of happiness people like to indulge in, but the happiness that comes from being at peace with the way things are. Because dukkha is part of our lives. It's there. It's going to be there. And we need to learn to be with it and to let it arise and let it go. Know and let go is another little kind of trick that you can work with during your day. So this noble truth of suffering from the Buddha. So even the Buddha had to use, as an umbrella term, he had to use all kinds of examples to describe what it was, okay? Birth is suffering, aging is suffering, sickness is suffering, death is suffering, sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair are suffering. Association with the unpleasant is suffering. Separation from the pleasant is suffering. Not to get what one wants is suffering. In brief, the 5 aggregates of clinging is suffering. So on October 4th, I'm doing a study practice morning on Saturday morning, and it's on the 5 aggregates of suffering. And yes, I'm excited about teaching that too. Because in short, it's the whole teaching. And the 5 aggregates are the 5 parts of what we take to be being a human. So that's not a plug. I'm just telling you why I really feel like I want to teach that. So here's a lovely quote from Philip Moffitt, and I brought his book just so you could see. It's Dancing with Life. So this is a wonderful primer on the Four Noble Truths. It's what the Buddha taught. So it's basically suffering in its end. And I'll just give you a little taste. He says, Buddha proclaimed that suffering is an unavoidable reality of ordinary human existence that is to be known, okay? A reality that is to be known and responded to wisely. The Buddha really understood the human predicament, that even when your life is going well, you always feel the pressure to keep it going, the anxiety that it won't, the endless wanting of more or different, and the frustration of being upset by life's constant little traumas and challenges. There is no lasting resting point for the unliberated mind. No lasting resting point. Only some brief moments of appreciation and immersion, and then the mind starts worrying, planning, feeling tension all over again. Life is a never-ending dance between moments of feeling good and moments of feeling bad. The pleasant moments may be mildly enjoyable, positively joyful, or even ecstatic. Likewise, the unpleasant moments may be boring, irritating, painful, or overwhelmingly awful. While you, like all beings, may try your hardest to experience only the good, isn't that what we do all day? We only want to experience the good and avoid the bad. There's simply no way for any of us to escape unpleasant experiences. So, Moffat stresses the importance that we interpret suffering as an umbrella term, whose true purpose is to invite you to reflect. And as we sit with our own regrets, sadness, stresses, and we learn how to meet our hearts and our minds where we are in each moment by moment, we learn to be present as a friend. May I meet this moment fully and meet it as a friend. We start to notice that our tendency becomes very kind and friendly to ourselves and very understanding and compassionate and loving. And we start to practice, it's just kind of, we're changing the flavor of our lives through sitting, through meditation. And what happens when we meet other people, when that's kind of become our more consistent inner culture? That's what we bring. That's what we bring. And it starts with us, toward ourselves. So here we go. Lee Brasington plays with different examples and translations to help us understand this. I think by really playing with, like when you can get a hit on what is arising in you and see it as, oh, and that's dukkha, it really helps you to see it more and more in your life. So he says, having the flu is dukkha. Losing your sunglasses is dukkha. And he says, or having the flu is stressful. Losing your sunglasses is stressful. Or unsatisfactory. Having the flu is, sometimes we use that word unsatisfactoriness. How does that work with having the flu is unsatisfactory? Losing my sunglasses is unsatisfactory. It doesn't really work that well. So his favorite is having the flu is a bummer. His favorite word for dukkha is bummer. You know what? Losing my sunglasses is a bummer. Now, of course, it doesn't work with everything. But you try it in your day. Try using that. And you'll start to see dukkha more. Oh, can't find my keys. Bummer. No more of what I wanted to eat. It's gone? How did that get gone? Bummer. It's dukkha. I was on a retreat years ago, and I was kind of frozen in front of, at home I might have like 10 different kinds of tea. I drink tea all the time. And at this retreat center, there had to be 40. There had to be 40 or 50. And I was just like frozen. How do I choose? Now, that's dukkha. So one of the teachers walked up and he goes, dukkha? Tea dukkha? I said, yep, that's dukkha. So, number one, I was trying to pick the right tea. So I was bringing an agenda. Surely there's the perfect tea for me right now. Which one is it? And here we go, adding the second arrows, creating more dukkha. So yeah, try bummer. So he says, let's try it with the Buddha's words. Now this, bhikkhus, is the noble truth of dukkha. Birth is a bummer. Aging is a bummer. Illness is a bummer. Death is a bummer. Grief, lamentation, bodily pain, mental pain, and despair are bummers. Having to associate with what's displeasing is a bummer. Not getting what one wants, that too is a bummer. In brief, the 5 aggregates of clinging is a bummer.
Are you teaching something on that?
Yeah. October 4th, as a matter of fact. Saturday morning in this room, 3 hours. Practice and study. So once I started seeing it, wow, game changer. And we all see it in some ways. But we can see it more and more. We can start to see it more and more and bring more ease. I can't find my keys. Okay. That's what happens sometimes with things. We can't find things. It's a human thing. It's a predicament. So we don't create it, we don't start to go, I'm irresponsible, I can't figure out how to put things in the same place. We don't start adding on self-deprecating messages or whatever. Or if we do that, we can go, oh, there I am adding so much more to the frustration. And then we can bring kindness. So that's basically what we do. We stop adding the second arrows. We stop the judging and comparing mind. Direct line to bummer, to dukkha. So when we start comparing and judging, we stop thinking that thinking is where we're going to find happiness and solutions. It's not the thinking mind. The mind that creates the dukkha isn't the mind that's going to get you out of it. It's an intuitive place in you. It's in the present moment. It's not in ruminating and imagining and trying to seek and fix, and that's wanting. That's dukkha. That's more dukkha. It's in the, okay, let me take some breaths. Let's do it now. Let's take a nice big breath in case anybody's having any dukkha right now. Come into this very moment, this body, this reprieve, this breath. And the more we can pause all day, the more moments of peace we will have. And I will end with that. Thank you so much for your attention. Thank you.